all of the games we played were really close. There's not a game where anybody gets ahead. And the reason for that... Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Kovray, a couple that loves to play board games.
That we do. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Stick around for more fun videos like this one.
This is our weekly Check It Out video, where we introduce various board games to you. This week... What do we have?
Umbra Via!
Oh, check it out.
Umbra Via is published by Pandasaurus Games. It's designed by Connor Wake and illustrated by Eddie Schillo and Steve Torres. In this game, you'll be collecting your soul by finding the soul flowers. It has mechanisms of blind bidding, route building, and area control. Now, will you be the first to recover your soul? Let's give you a quick overview of how to play.
Like always, you'll begin by setting up. Each player will get a colored bag along with a player bidding mat and a secret board so that they can hide their bids. In the center, you'll set up the main board, the altar board, and soul tiles. These soul tiles will correspond to the colors of each of the players. And you'll also place 11 soul flowers onto those tiles. Now the goal of Umbra Via is to be the first player to collect all your soul flowers and your soul tile. The soul tile is worth 2 soul flowers, and that'll be important later on. So once you've finished all your setup, you can start playing the game. Umbra Via is divided into 3 different phases: the setup, the bidding, and then the placement. In the round setup, you'll begin by flipping over the tiles and placing them in random orientations onto the altar board. Make sure not to rotate them though, because it's very important for how this game plays. Then you'll move on to the bidding phase. In this phase, you'll start by drawing 3 flowers from your bag. You'll put them down onto your altar based on which tiles you'd like to win. Soul flowers are worth 2 points, and energy flowers are only worth 1. Once everybody has completed their bidding, you'll simultaneously reveal your personal altar boards and place your bidding tokens onto the main altar board where the tiles are. Once that's all completed, you'll do that one more time. Repeat through the bidding process, and then once that's completed, we get to move on to the final phase.
Now the last phase is the placement phase. You'll take a look at how many flowers are on each tile, and the one with the least will get to go first, and then they'll go in ascending order. And the person with the highest bid per tile gets to place that tile. Now, when you place tiles, you have to begin in the center and then start placing adjacent. And your goal is to create and close off pathways, because once they're closed off, the summoning can happen. Now, important thing to note here is once you place tiles, the soul tiles will actually be discarded from the game. So they're only good for bidding, but not for claiming that tile in the pathway. So be careful. Now, once one of the pathways is complete, there's no more tiles that can be placed to continue it, you can score that pathway in a summoning. You take a look at how many energy flowers per color are on that path, and the person with the most wins the path, meaning they get the length of the path in soul flowers. So right here, a path of 5, so that player gets 5. The second place person gets half of that rounded down, so that would be 2. And then if there is still one more, which there is, that person gets half of the half, which is just 1. And those will go into their bags. Now, if there's ever a tie for the tile placement or scoring the paths, you'll notice a little section right here, which is the tiebreaker path. The ties are determined by this order. Now, if you ever win the tie through this order, your token goes to the very bottom, so you won't win the next tie. So it kind of keeps cycling through who wins the ties.
Once all 3 phases have been completed, you'll discard any of the unused tiles, and you'll start this whole process again. However, the game comes to an end when somebody's able to remove their soul tile. The soul tile has a few rules that need to be completed in order to be able to take them. First of all, you'll have to have taken all the soul flowers that were placed onto the soul tile off. Second, you'll need to have won a path that round. And the last thing that needs to happen in order to claim that soul tile is you need to have made a path that was at least 2 in length. And that's because the soul tile needs 2 soul flowers to come off. Once your soul token has been taken, you will be declared the winner. So, what do we think?
Well, I really enjoyed this game. I'm typically not a big fan of bidding games. So for me, it's this one I was a little bit nervous coming into, but I love the blind bidding aspect. I also like that you get to see the bids halfway through.
Yeah.
So like the 2-step bidding, because you'll see instantly once you reveal that first bid to see, oh, Tyler's going for that 3rd tile, and if he gets it, he can complete a path. So I need to also go for that tile to stop him from getting it. And that can become really interesting.
On the other hand, too, you can play the mind games by bidding on tiles that you may not necessarily want, but you pretend that you want them the first phase to potentially win the other ones next phase. It all depends on who you're playing with.
There's also a lot of variability because you can't rotate tiles when you play them. So however they come out, that's how they have to stay on the board, which creates some really unique moments because you really want that tile, but it just doesn't work in the instance on the board right now. So you're trying to think of how can you create that opportunity.
Yeah, and it's one of those build-up games too where like it feels pretty slow at the start because nothing particularly is happening in the summoning area, but once a few tiles start to go on to the main board, it gets really, really, really intense. And there was a couple times when we played it that the game felt like it was easily going to be won by one player, and then all of a sudden it just snowballed, and then the other player ended up taking the win, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we played this game a few times now, online and in person, and I think that's the really big selling feature for me for it is all of the games we played were really close. There's not a game where anybody gets ahead, and the reason for that is because if you do win a big path early on in the game, your bag all of a sudden has a lot of soul flowers in it.
Yeah.
So you're able to win and bid on tiles, but they won't have any energy flowers. So once you actually put them on the path, they don't really help you.
Yeah.
So I really, really like that tuck and pull because even if you do really well in the beginning, you're kind of setting yourself up where you need to get lucky or play something right to win.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of gradually build it up almost.
Yeah, it's like this small little detail, just like change the color of the tile kind of thing, and it can make a pretty big impact on how the game plays out.
So why should you check it out?
Good question. No, this game is a lot of fun. It's very suspenseful. It's got like these spooky vibes, but also like gorgeous feel to it because the flowers in this game are stunning, and it feels very vibrant when you're playing it.
And it's really pretty, and your bags are all the matching colors too.
Yep.
So I really like the combination of the really vibrant colors and then the black and the grays.
Yeah.
Beyond that, the mechanics are fantastic. Like Tyler said, there's a lot of suspense. There's a lot of kind of, oh, I can't believe you did that. There's so many big moments in this game where you'll have this path of 8 and everyone's like 1 or 2 flowers off and they're just trying to complete it. And it's very fun.
Yes, yeah, and like Ilya said, the mechanics, there's bidding, there's area control, and there's like route building, so it takes 3 different mechanics and just clumps them together very well.
And if you're not a big fan of bidding games, this is still worthwhile to check it out because I'm typically not a big fan of bidding games, but this one completely sold me, so now I'm reconsidering my life choices and saying maybe we need more bidding games, maybe I was wrong.
Who knows? So why shouldn't you check it out?
Well, it is more of an abstract game. So if you're looking for a game that has more of a theme and you want to be drawn more into the story, at the end of the day, you are trying to put your soul back together, but it's more in the words and there's not really much connecting that to the actual gameplay.
Yeah, I think I mostly agree. I think they lay it out in the book that they lay the story out really well in the book, which is super nice, and then you can get more attached to the theme if you're a reader. Yeah. The one thing I'll say is that there's definitely, even though it's secret bidding, you can definitely tell when people are getting ahead that there are obvious interactions that need to happen between the other players to, say, mitigate the winner at that point from winning the game, which adds to the like experience of the game. But at the same time, if you're not invested in trying to, like, I wouldn't say gang up's the wrong way to say that, but like knowing, like, focusing on trying to make it so that another person doesn't succeed, then that this game might cross a line, I guess.
Yeah, there's definitely been times where all of us look at each other and say, Tyler's gonna win if we don't all do something together.
Yeah.
So if you're not a fan of that experience, then this may not be the game for you.
Yeah.
So overall, we absolutely adore this game. It's beautiful, it's suspenseful, it's engaging, it's dynamic. It's a little package that's just filled with love and souls.
Yeah, both spooky and delightful.
Yeah, if you enjoy bidding games, if you enjoy sitting at the edge of your seat, if you want to, you know, find your soul finally, this may be the game for you.
Also, if you already have your soul, it's still a good game.
You could lose it.
Get lost in Umbra Via.
Now that I've realized I may be wrong about bidding games, I would love to know what other bidding games we should check out and take a look at. So if you have any in the comments, answer our question and let us know what bidding games you enjoy.
The first game I always think of when it comes to bidding games is Wits and Wagers.
I love that game. Maybe I do love bidding games after all.
It's like a fun little trivia game that has bidding to it. So
it's probably my favorite out of the genre. It's very fun.
Yeah, I can't think of many more. So yes, leave a comment telling us your favorite bidding game, and we'll hopefully be able to check them out soon.
Well, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, hit the little bell notification to know when our next videos are being posted. We typically post once or twice a week. And if you have any ideas of what games we should cover, what challenges we should do, or what we should talk about, drop in the comments down below. We love talking to each and every one of you and really appreciate all the support.
Exactly. But that's all the time we have for today. Until next time, this is us checking out.
Bye.
Bye.